As the wind erodes and the water corrodes, altering everything we think we know, but we don't. It's all temporary, and it used to, but now the thought doesn't scare me or keep my feet from following one after another until I slumber. Then my mind, not my feet, wander and dream of people and places I'll never see again. I've mended as much mental anguish as I can, and now I try to use this language to take these thoughts from my head to my pen. Cause though I don't speak of my dead friends or the circumstances, often the blow never softens or yields. I'm in a desolate field, lonesome stargazing, night blazing, chasing traces of remembrance and reverence of relevant friends and acquaintances, and faceless and nameless names and faces. And while my mind is racing through these photo albums and quotations, all these people and places far from me, for only land and stars I see when I'm outside of the Mile High City, which is not my city, for I was born 1,000 miles northeast of there in the land of beer and lakes and pistol fire on MLK's birthday, where there is no minorities and segregation's mandatory. But that's a whole nother story altogether, and no matter the weather or hardships that any place brings, I'll still laugh when people shiver and say it's freezing, or say, hey, no, wait, I already had 18 mixed drinks, but I guess it's a Midwest thing, and I'm a mess from a dirty city and brought most of this filth I've gathered with me.
Welcome to episode 21 of Experience Andy Weins Live. Today, we are going to talk about why words matter. It's really that simple. This is 21 episodes into this endeavor, and now we're going to finally cover the why behind precision of speech, being impeccable with your words, and why words truly matter. Coming up after the verse.
My work labors on as lovers sleep in each other's arms, remaining calm and collect. I begin my self-reflection process of redemption. Honestly, I don't know where this road leads, or if I'm even going. Could be rowing upstream, or worse, chasing my dreams to the peak, to finally be somebody doing something with what I have, rather than saying again and again that I can't and I won't anymore from this day forward. Cause Lord knows the past is set in stone, the present is yours to mold and to use for future uses. I know I'm a nuisance, I'm told, except neither young nor giant nor gnome. I don't sleep on these streets usually, though I've made thrones of my own. I don't sit well with idle hands, though don't know what to do when I'm home all alone. I'm a menace thrown from society, and as it lies to me, I'll smile silently as others do as they please. I am watching and listening, and I'm grinning all the while. 'Cause sometimes all you can really do is smile. So as the work labors on, I'll keep on singing my songs, and this day is never done. We just keep on spinning around that sun. And well, through all these miles and trials, all I've learned to do is smile. Is to smile.
Here we are on another beautiful Monday, getting into Experiencing Andy Weins Live. We're going to be talking about the why behind the book that I wrote and how it's governed the way I live my life. First, though, we're going to do our moment of gratitude because gratitude is important, puts us in a positive place, all the real reasons. And also, my moment of gratitude today ties in line directly with my good friend Chris Kalenda at SLA, Strategic Leadership Academy. I want to give a shout out to Chris. I'm going to put his contact information up right now. So Chris, he shot an article every Monday. I read his blog. Nice, digestible, 2-3 minute read. Always gives me something, a good takeaway. And 2 years ago, I hired him as a coach. And so that's the gratitude I want to show. I want to show gratitude to people like Chris Kalenda with Strategic Leadership Academy. Mervyn Bird over at Vistage. He's a chair. He's my the chair of the CEO roundtable I've been part of for going on 4 years now. Pat Miller with the Idea Collective. The reason these gentlemen, Brad Herta with Focal Point Coaching, the reason why I want to show gratitude to these people is because when I started in business, I told people that I was unemployable, unmanageable, and uncoachable. And I also use the meatloaf principle where 2 out of 3 ain't bad. And over time, I learned to realize that I am, in fact, coachable. And that is an attribute that not only do I ascribe to now, I also look for it in other people. So I'm still unemployable. That's why I'm a small business owner. And I'm unmanageable. I'm going to do what I want. However, I am very coachable, and I'm very proud of that. And I'm very thankful for the people that have shown me how coachable I really am. And so this is a 3-step program or 3-step process, not program, process that Chris actually put out today. I dropped his or put his I'll put his contact info in the comments too, in which to sign up for his blog. Anyways, this is how to best experience gratitude. It's first off to acknowledge the people and what they did. Be specific about those very specific things. So the times that Chris has taken me and Mervin have taken me in those moments when they, one of the first times Mervin Bird, I was looking for feedback before he's my coach, and I was talking, and I was bitching about a networking group. And he's like, "You got to get your ass in the seat." And I remember him saying that. He probably used the word butt because he's a good Christian man. And it was him saying that, "Andy, you got to put your butt in the seat." Telling me I needed to show up, telling me I wasn't showing up as a business owner the way I needed to was the exact thing I needed to hear. Second thing is to appreciate, notice how you are different in being in specific, again, specificity, being specific, we'll say that. How has it changed me, right? And so you can appreciate the change you've gone through. And then finally, anticipate. Anticipating more times where you can show gratitude. So look for opportunities for gratitude. So I will drop Chris's contact information into the chat. All right, we did that. Words Fucking Matter, available. That's my book. Words Fucking Matter is available on Amazon, audio, hardcover, softcover, Kindle, wherever you want to, and however you take in data. It is there and it is available. So we did that. Now we got the things, we got the business taken care of for today. Now let's get into why words matter. I started on this journey writing a book about the lessons of life, 13 lessons of life. It was called Hustle, Struggle, Grind. And then eventually over time, as I started my thought leadership, Mr. Amelia, who I worked with, Pithy Wordsmithy, shout out to her company, Amelia Forsnick, she saw within me that I was very particular about my words, and I'm anal to a point where it's anal. And you know what? That's a fucking beautiful thing. And so that is the way I am. And I sat back and okay, well, why is that? How is that? And I looked at the people, the left and the right, the people I look up to, and I see like someone like Jordan Peterson, for example, right? Number 10, his 12 lessons for life. Number 10 is to be precise in your speech. It urges individuals to articulate their thoughts and feelings, desires clearly and precisely. And I'm like, okay, I that's what I fuck with. Yes, be very particular. And I look at the 4 Agreements, another phenomenal book. Be impeccable with your words. Speak with integrity. Say what you mean. We live in a society now where people dance around the truth, where people misinterpret words. They misinterpret what they thought somebody said because the people speaking are dancing around how they actually feel. People don't ask for shit. They tell people what they need. Well, it's like, ask, be vulnerable, be willing, ask for the things that you need. We need to live in a world where you can take the words and put it into a place where it all makes sense. And I was talking about this the other day with my good friend Sarah Elder, the adulting coach. And one of the things I did a thing with her Patreon piece, and she's like, "Hey, as part of this Patreon, I need you to write a blog." And so in my head, I'm like, I have to write this blog. No, I need to write this blog. That's a fact. I need to. I made a choice, an obligation, right, for her. And so now I need to do it. And now I transition into I get to write this blog because I transformed that one word. It went from an obligation to an opportunity. And now I say, okay, how do I write blogs best? Well, I sit down and I do my 15-minute live show every week about what I'm talking about. And so for her, it's a general, your words matter. That's the theme. Okay, well, let me sit there and jam about it for 15 minutes live with the audience, get a little bit of feedback, get a little momentum, and that's how we're going to write this blog because I shifted the word from have to get to. And when I get to do things, when do I get to do that? Well, I get to do that Monday afternoons because that's when I get to do content because I get excited that I spend about 2 hours a week doing content. And those are two of my favorite hours. I get excited about it. I've been thinking about this show all weekend. I've been thinking about this show now this morning when I was at counseling, before and after I was driving to and from. This is what I was thinking about. Now I get to do this. I don't have to do this. Let's talk about the words. When you change one word, it changes the dynamic behind an entire sentence, structure, paragraph, thought, belief, value, when you can change one word. And I equate it to algebra. Growing up, I loved math. I still love math. And often what happens when you make a mathematical equation, you got it on top and you have to get solve for X, right? We have to get to this point down. And they always tell you to show your work. All right, well, I did this and then I did this, right? We're going to do the multiplication, division. All right, then we're going to do the addition, subtraction. We're going to get rid of some exponents. We're going to run the whatever, right? We're going to get rid of the negatives. And as you do it, you get to a solution. And there's one of two things. Either the solution is correct or it's incorrect. And when the solution is incorrect, it's not that you fucked the whole thing up. It's not that you made all the wrong choices. Often it's one thing. You divided when you should have multiplied, or needed, not should, right? When you needed to multiply. You added when subtraction was the thing that was needed. You did things in the wrong order. You did the addition and subtraction before the multiplication and division, so you did things in reverse order. And so what happens is when you look back at all the steps, you think, okay, hold on, that's the one thing I did incorrect. When I change that one thing, I get the solution I want. And it's no different than words. When people start sentences with, I don't know, I can't do this, I won't do that, it makes the entire rest of everything they're saying garbage. It does not matter. Change it to, I do, I can, I will. And the entire sentence, the entire paragraph, the entire thought changes drastically when you make that one word change. When you eliminate language that negatively impacts you, you start thinking and looking at things positively. One thing I changed recently in my life is I grew up with the old adage, right? When you got nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. And I look back and I said, that's bullshit. That does us no good. Being kind is cruel at times. Being precise, being honest, that's what people, especially in our society, need. So I changed the word, instead of when I got nothing nice to say or nothing kind to say, to when I have nothing productive to say. When I have nothing that's not going to move us forward, then I'll say nothing. I even took notes today because I was so excited, right? So when I got nothing productive to say, I keep my mouth shut. I lead with positive intent because I heard not so long ago, it is cruel to be kind. Kindness doesn't get us anywhere. And then I thought about empathy. Okay, well, hold on. I have been told I struggle with empathy. I'm not empathetic towards other people's feelings. And then I thought, hold on, empathetic. No. It's pathetic to consider their feelings and not be honest with them. And I stand firmly by this. It's pathetic to think that they can't grow out of where they are today. It's pathetic to think we can't attack their vulnerabilities and have them really see what's going on because they have the ability to learn and grow and be better than what they really are today. Empathy doesn't get us where we need to go in this world. It is about telling people what they don't already believe in themselves. It's about seeing things in people that they don't already see in themselves. It's saying, looking at them, seeing the best parts of them and saying, I know that they can handle this challenge. I know they have the ability to grow from this. We live in a world now where we have to sugarcoat everything, where everyone's offended by everything and you just want to cancel things. No, that's bullshit. When we don't go out to the world and get beat up every now and then, we don't get any stronger. I got a 9-year-old daughter. I do not know what world she will face in the future. I know that she's got to be tough. She's got to be strong. And she can still be soft and she can be gentle and she can be sweet. And that doesn't mean she's not going to be tough. It doesn't mean that she's not going to be formidable when she needs to be. My 9-year-old daughter will not become formidable when I make everything in life simple and easy for her. She's going to have challenges. She's going to have struggles. And I want her to experience them to the fullest extent, the soonest, youngest she's available, while she's still malleable, while she's still coachable and teachable, while she still has all the resilience in the world. I want her to go through difficult times and complicated times. I'm not going to soften the blow because she's formidable and she has more in her than what she can show now. And she doesn't even know how much she has it. And that's the challenge with everybody else. We dance around and get soft around people because they can't handle it. And that's bullshit. Who are you to put somebody in a box? Who are you to choose what a person is capable of? Well, I was being nice. I didn't want to offend them. I was being kind. I just, no, bullshit. Be specific in your words. Be precise in your language. Clearly state your position. Clearly state what you see in other people. I see more in others than they're willing to see in themselves. What do I need to say to be productive to get them to see what I see in them? I said it's pathetic to take the lowest common denominator, not empathetic. When you only dumb yourself down to their level, you're not being empathetic towards them. You're putting them in a box. Do you got to meet them somewhere in the middle? Absolutely. Don't meet them where they're at. Meet them a step above it. Push them to go a little bit more. Challenge them to break through that artificial ceiling that they put in their own head. And I've thought about this in the words too. When you use your words to empower strength, not inspire weakness. When you use your words, talk about, let's talk about the facts. What have you done when someone's beating themselves up? What have you done? What are you great at? Why were you put on this earth? What can you accomplish? And then you start from this place of strength. And then you attack the thing that's beating them down. Let's start with who they are and build them up. Empower them. No empathy needed. We're going to talk about what they're fucking amazing at. And instead of inspiring this weakness, this, oh, poor you, must be rough. I can only imagine. No. Have them attack the thing that's beating them down. The story of the bison versus the cattle. Run towards the storm. Hit it head on. Hit it with your head held high. The sooner you attack the thing that's in front of you, the sooner it gets behind you. When you run away from things in life, they eventually come back to get you. Be impeccable with your speech when you're challenging others. Be impeccable with yourself. Do not give yourself excuses. This morning, I got up at 5 a.m. I hit my snooze, as I always do. It was 10 after 5. I got up and I stood in the kitchen for 5 minutes, running through all the excuses of why I was going to go back to bed and who I was going to tell what to, because I didn't feel like getting up this morning. I ran through all the excuses and I stood there and had this whole pity party for myself. And then I said to myself, nope, it's time to go. This is the life I chose. I chose to stay up. I chose to have the long commute. I choose to own a company. I choose to show up and be present as the owner that they need. Could I get away with working from home? Absolutely. That's not my choice, though. I have pity parties like everybody else. I do not need anybody else to encourage my pity parties. I need people to push me and challenge me, push me towards what I want to be, not who I think I used to be, or not who I think I am. Push me to where I want to go. That's the opportunity. That's why words matter so incredibly much. Let's go to the math equation again. When you use your words, focus on did, not didn't. I was hearing a story a few days ago in our Vistage meeting about a CEO that recently changed the way that the CFO communicated the numbers. So in the last year, they were 98% to goal on one of their initiatives. And the CFO, a numbers guy, would always say, oh, we missed our goal by 2%. And the CEO said, hold on. We made it by 98% then, yeah? Yes, we did. Okay, so next month when we sit down with numbers, start with what we did. So the next month, it was a quick change. Hey, we hit 98% of our goal. And then the CEO said, awesome. That is phenomenal. We're 98% there. What do we need to do to get to those last 2%? And now we talk about what we did do and versus didn't. And everybody was encouraged because you took a negative, what we didn't do, a -2, a small number, and instead transformed it to the 98% that we did in fact do. It reminds me when I was a young sales associate for DeWalt. I worked for Black & Decker and DeWalt. And I had 4 initiatives. I went and sat down with a store manager. His name was John in West Dallas, DeWalt. And I was with my boss, this guy, Luke, phenomenal mentor in my early career. We had 4 initiatives that day. I cannot recall what they are. And I had them on my list. And I had 10 minutes with John to talk to him, right? And I sat down. I was like, hey, John, I want to do this, 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 this. And I gave justification. And he's like, yep, nope, yep. I'm like, all right. I left walking out of that meeting with my head hung low. And Luke said to me, he goes, well, how'd that go? I said, I didn't get this. I thought it was good. I thought it wait. He goes, hold on. You got 3 out of 4, right? I go, yeah. He goes, I was happy with 1 out of 4. You got 3 out of 4. Let's talk about what we did do. That fourth thing, even now, 15 years later, 18 years later, however long it's been, I don't even remember what those four things were. I don't remember what the one thing was. I remember that he took the moment to coach me up and say, hey, you hit 3 out of 4. Let's celebrate that, because we walked in with 0 out of 4. Now let's go back to what we said at the very beginning about starting sentences with I can't, I won't, I don't. That's like taking a mathematical equation and added a negative at the beginning. It matters not what you say next. It's all garbage. It's all incomplete. It's all wrong. Because when you start from a place of negativity, it begets more negativity. And that's not future focused. That's not positive minded. That doesn't have the ability to produce more positive thoughts. And people will say, oh, I get caught up. But stop. Start with positivity. Start with what you've done already. Start talking about your strengths. Start talking about what you've done. Start there with your words. Celebrate whatever victory you had today. If all you did today was make your bed when you got up, celebrate that. Celebrate with the positive affirmations. And when you start living this righteous life, when you eliminate the words that do not serve you, when you speak to yourself with empowerment, you will hit all those goals and dreams and aspirations and all the things that we had talked about in all these episodes leading up to it. You will also start hearing things on other people. You will start asking them to restate sentences so they can come from a position of power. We live in a world that's awfully negative. You have to attack the negativity with unbiased, positive thought. Do not give yourself credit for shit you have not earned. Start with the place of what you can prove. My challenge to you is simple. Listen to the words you say to yourself. Listen to the words you say to others. Listen to what others say to you. Do those words line up with the solution that you want to achieve in life? When they do, keep kicking ass. And when they don't, fix the one word. As always, do the fucking thing. Tell the fucking world. Show up. And we'll see you next week.
Well, through all these miles and trials, all I've learned to do is smile. Is to smile.